So for question 1, evaluate each of the following limit if exists. So we just try to substitute. When we have limit at the point, right, x approaches 4, so we just try to substitute whether it got value or not. So when I substitute 4, obviously we get 0. So when I substitute 4 at denominator, square root 4 minus 2, it is 0. So this function is in IDF. So when we have IDF function here, we have to simplify our function first, then only we can evaluate our limit. So look at our function here, how we simplify. When we have 0 over 0, we have two methods. Either we do factorization or we time with its conjugate if the function involving surd function. So we look at our function here. Our function here involving surd function. So the method we can simplify our function is using our conjugate. So we will times conjugate into our function here. So the conjugate for this function, we read here surd x minus 2, so its conjugate will be surd x plus 2. So this is the way we want to simplify our function. Then we're going to simplify the part that have conjugate here. So which is a minus b. This is a plus b, as we have a minus b times a plus b. It directly gives us a squared minus b squared. So for this a squared, we get x. For this b squared, I get 4. So the part that not related with the conjugate, we will write in factor form. So don't go and expand it. When we expand it, we can not see the same factor, we cannot simplify. So for the part that got conjugate, we expand it, we can see we have same factor now. So you can see factor of x minus 4. We can simplify it. This is how we simplify our IDF when we have limit approaches x for the value 4. So now our function here, they already simplified to surd x plus 2 only. So we try to substitute our value of 4. So it will surd 4 plus 2. So it will give us value of 4. So the concept that we need here when we have IDF 0 over 0 and the situation of surd, we can do concept of conjugate. Then simplify. The motive is we can simplify our function and then we evaluate the limit by substitute the value of 4. Then we get the answer. So you can see here, as long as I didn't substitute the value of 4, the limit notation must be right. So once I substitute inside this surd x, so this limit notation, no need to write it. For question B, we can see here, we are going to find the limit x approaches infinity. So concept of x infinity for the function involving surd function and quadratic. So we have try substitute our x. When we substitute x here, x square infinity square minus 6. So of course here is infinity. So I take down here, denominator is infinity. So when I substitute infinity here, infinity power 4, confirm infinity lah, plus infinity. So infinity over infinity. These questions, given here, the function here is IDF. So we have IDF form. When we have IDF form, how we simplify this? So we will divide the highest power. So when we have surd function, we will go for the priority under the surd function. So under the surd function here, the highest power here is power 4. So means that for this question, in order to simplify this IDF, we will divide by surd x power 4. So under this surd 3x power 4 plus x, they will divide by surd x power 4. But outside here, another function outside here without surd function, the quadratic function here, we will divide by, so simplify this, square root of x power 4, it is equals to x squared. So outside this function here, we divide by x squared. So when we divide our function with x power 4, so square root divided by square root, we can write it together under the same square root. And then we divide it independently. Divide each term with x power 4. So for another function outside at denominator here, without surd function, of course we will choose the form without the surd function. After simplify this is x squared. So outside the surd function here, we divide by x squared. So actually it is x squared minus 6 divided by x squared. So in order for us easier to simplify, I will write it independently. Do it one by one. So like this, actually it is square root 3x4 plus x divided by square root x power 4. So we can write it together. Surd over surd, we can write it under one surd function. Then only we proceed to the next step, we simplify it. So 3 plus 1 over x cubed, this is 1 minus 6 over x squared. So after we simplify our function, we can try to substitute our x equals to infinity. We can attempt this limit. So it will be 3 plus 1 over infinity, and then 1 minus 6 over infinity, because infinity square will still come to infinity. So here we can get our answer, which is square root 3, where 1 over infinity is 0. So here will give us answer 3. So the concept that we need here is here, divide by the correct term under the surd function x power 4. So simplified x power 4, square root x power 4 is x squared. Then evaluate our limit at infinity to get to the answer.